Thank you, Jack, for your time.
It's a pleasure being here.
Jack, so the Gautrain has transformed Johannesburg. There can be little doubt about that. I think post the democratic era, we can talk about many things that have changed the face of South Africa. That's certainly one of them. And it runs fantastically well. I am testament to that. You're talking about growing it, and people worry. Talk to us first about where you're taking it, and give us some time frames. Of course, we must know what it will cost us.
Yeah, maybe to start, at the moment, our capacity during the peak is quite stretched. We are at our limit. So at the moment, we've gone to the market, and we will procure another 48 carriages. So we're going to buy another 12 trains. That procurement process, we'll announce a preferred bidder in August, and then we'll start negotiating, and hopefully by the end of this year, we'll do financial close. So that's purchasing 48 carriages.
You're not going to buy 2 toll trains, right?
No, they're going to, they actually have to look exactly the same as the existing trains.
Sorry.
And we will, and it'll be about 4.5 billion rand. So we've secured the funding, and that's there. The next project is that we've done a integrated transport master plan for the next 25 years for Gauteng.
Right.
And we've identified rail as the backbone. So we have, out of that study, we've identified a route that will go from Mamelodi in the east of Pretoria, coming down to 45 degrees to Jabulani in Soweto, and then going from Lanseria into Randburg, into Sandton, and then going from the airport down to Boksburg.
Right. I'm going to talk to you afterwards and see if you can't cite a train station next to my house, but that's another conversation. You're saying you're stretched. Jack, you're doing great business. Is that what you're saying?
Yes, it's a nice problem to have. It's a nice problem to have that we have a over demand higher than our capacity. So it's going well.
Okay. 25 years you're talking about. I want to break it down into something that people can expect in terms of our lifetimes. I don't know if I'm going to be around in 25 years, but in terms of expanding that network, give us time frames in terms of that leg that you're talking about from Lanseria, or something that's closer to us now.
Yeah. Well, firstly, you know that South Africa's got massive demands on its fiscus. We have demands on housing and education and health. So we've applied, we've registered again as a public-private partnership with National Treasury. Okay. And what you have to do a feasibility study, and that has been done for this new 150-kilometer line plus another 19 stations. So we've applied for Treasury Authorization 1, and that will actually say the funds are available, let's start. Okay. So as soon as that happens, we will then do the environmental impact assessment, and then we've broken it up into 5 segments. Okay. So the first segment that we will do is from Little Falls into Randburg, underground into Soweto, up to Marlborough. So we'll build a next tunnel next to the existing one. So
that's underground.
Underground. So that's phase 1. Phase 2, we'll go from Little Falls, Roodepoort into Jabulani in Soweto. That it shows the highest feasibility. It shows the highest return on investment, the Soweto link. And then the third phase will then go towards Tshwane, and the fifth one, the fourth and the fifth will go down to Boksburg. So this is a program that will most probably take 20 years to fully roll out. Yeah. But we could be, depending on the allocation of funding, we could be building 3 to 5 years from now.
Right. When do you expect to hear from the National Treasury?
Well, you know, I think, as I say, there is a lot of challenges in terms of what do you do with the money. Yeah. I think what Gautrain has shown is that it's an economic generator. It's economic activity. There's a ripple effect through the province and through the country if you start investing in infrastructure, if you're creating these jobs. So I'm very positive that we will find the money, but I expect the next 6 months to get clarity.
Sure. The 150 kilometers that you're talking about that you are planning to add, is that all underground?
No.
Okay.
If you look at rail, it costs 1 rand on the ground. If you elevate it, it's 10 rand, and if you take it underground, it's 100 rand. So you try and avoid going underground only when the cost of land is so expensive, like going into Sandton. Right. You will go underground. So there will be a tunnel going underneath Randburg, and then going into Sandton. And we have at Roodepoort, there's a hill that we'll build a tunnel through. Okay. The rest will all be on ground level.
Did I miss the Sandton four-ways underground link?
No, it's not underground. No,
it's not happening.
No. We will go to four ways, but we aren't going to go underground. So we're going at grade from Little Falls through four ways up to Tshwane, up to the where the SA Mint is, through Pretoria east into Pomelodi.
Yeah. Now you're moving into areas where the majority of the people live, and people begin to talk about cost. Costing, how will that be done? Is that going to be on the same scale as what we're seeing on the Gautrain going to the airport and these other places like Park Station and Pretoria?
Yeah, it'll be equivalent funding that is there at the moment. We are running a few models for Treasury exactly to say what would happen, what would the ridership be, what would the exposure of government be if we reduce the cost. So it won't, of course, be as expensive as going to the airport because that's a special service, the airport service. So currently we run two services. We run a normal passenger service and then the airport service.
Absolutely, Jack. We have to leave it there for today. Thanks very much for coming through.
Oh, it's been a pleasure.
Jack Merwe, the CEO of the Gautrain